Did you know that you can launch and scale a profitable franchise business right from your kitchen table? Most people only think of franchises as McDonald's, Dunkin', Taco Bell, which cost millions of dollars and need hundreds of employees and expensive leases. But today we're going to flip the script, looking at 10 brands with huge potential that don't require any real estate, are low risk, and can be operated from home. Now, these brands could be a great fit for someone looking to escape corporate America through franchising. All you need is a computer, a cell phone, and the willingness to work hard. Now, some of these do require a vehicle or a small garage for supplies, but that's it. And did you know that Apple, Google, and Amazon all launch from home too? So for each brand that I'm going to cover, we're going to review the business model, the startup cost, and earning potential. If you like any of these brands, reach out to my team by clicking the link below in the description. We'll check if your market is open, we'll introduce you to the franchisor, and provide you with a ton of resources to help with due diligence. I host live group calls every week where you can hop on and ask me anything. Our consulting service costs you absolutely nothing. And so let's begin. First up is Schooly Mitchell. Now, Schooly Mitchell is a cost reduction business. The business model is very simple. As a franchise owner, you reach out to businesses to offer them a free expense reduction analysis on specific items such as fuel, waste, utilities, uniforms, telecommunications, and more. Now, the franchisor has proprietary software to analyze their current price versus the prices of similar vendors have offered other customers all over the country. And so this information that is used to help the business negotiate a lower rate. So for example, I personally own over 30 automotive repair franchises, and I pay $15,000 a month for dumpsters between all my shops. And a Schooly Mitchell franchisee could work with me as a client. He does an analysis. He reaches out to Waste Management and Republic and all these regional trash people to shop my account. And then my Schooly Mitchell franchisee comes back with a quote that saves me $2,000 per month on a 3-year contract. Now, as part of the deal, the Schooly Mitchell franchisee gets 50% of the savings. So he makes $1,000 a month for the next 36 months. And I save $1,000 a month without lifting a finger. And that's the entire business model. The name of the game is to stack contracts and build strong recurring revenue. And the initial investment for Schooly Mitchell starts at $70,000. And in terms of earnings potential, you have to check out item 19 of their 2024 FDD, franchise disclosure document. In this, they provide this table that shows the annual secured revenue for each full-time and part-time owners. The top franchisee did $3.4 million of secured revenue, and the top quartile averaged over $1 million a year. The average was $355,000. Now, more information about what secured revenue means, other fees, rules, all that is found in the FDD. And as a quick reminder, if you like any of these brands, click the link in the description below. My team will get you connected, and we help you with a ton of free resources and checklists and all this stuff to help you through the process, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Next up, number 2 is Bloomin' Blinds. So just because you run a business from home doesn't mean that you actually stay home all day. And so today's list includes a few mobile franchises, the first of which is Bloomin' Blinds, a franchise that sells and repairs window blinds. Their model is also simple. The brand does digital marketing that drives leads to a call center whose goal is to set you an appointment. You or your salespeople could go on site to the customers. You have an iPad, you can review the product catalog, you quote it, you sell it, you collect a check. Now, as a franchise owner, you carry zero inventory. Everything is ordered on demand, custom cut, all this stuff direct from the manufacturer. And so it gets delivered on site or to your place, whatever, and you go and your team installs it. In addition to traditional blinds, they also do fancy exteriors with your deck and motorized ones and ones that can be controlled for your phone and all this cool stuff. So how much money can you make selling blinds? Well, item 19, 2024 FDD, they provide guidance based on their 2023 performance. They had 6 locations that did over $1 million in revenue. The top one did $1.8 million from a single territory. They also provide financial statements of franchisees based on these different groups, which you'll be able to see. All the locations average $548,000 in sales with $117,000 of adjusted earnings. You have to see the FDD for their definition of adjusted earnings. And the locations that have grown the business by adding more vans have done $1.1 million and over $200,000 of adjusted earnings. Now the total investment starts at $105,000. Now, more information, fees, rules, all this stuff can be found in a brand's franchise disclosure document, which you will get as part of the process. And the thing to note here is every brand in their item 19 can really tell you anything they want. They can make up words like adjusted earnings or earnings before that or annual secured this, or they have all these different things that lawyers create. And the main point here is you really have to understand, what are they trying to show you? What does that mean? And then you're going to talk to franchisees and you're going to validate all the stuff that you're hearing that you think you do, because you want to build financial models and you want to make sure that like you are getting into a business and you understand, you have a very clear idea of what this return on your investment and your time and how big of a business you can build. If you work with my team, we're going to give you a bunch of questions. We're going to help you just through that process. I mean, we obviously can't tell you how much money you're going to make, but we're going to give you the questions to ask and a process to follow to work with other franchisees. And that is all part of the deal. Changing industries again over to Frio's Gourmet Pops. Now, Frio's is a fun, modern ice cream truck business. And the business model doesn't actually get much simpler than this one, which is we're just handing out pre-packaged popsicles. There's no kitchen, there's no prep, there's no cleanup, there's no fryers. You were just handing out popsicles, selling happiness on a stick. There's only one product line, it's popsicles, and there's a ton of flavors. All of them are handmade in Alabama from natural ingredients. They have signature flavors such as fruit punch and caramel cheesecake and strawberry mangoes. They have seasonal flavors like lemon lime margarita, pumpkin cheesecake, peppermint chocolate. They just rolled out protein-packed popsicles for people who are looking for more protein. You'll be armed with a sweet ride van. You'll take this van to school events, to football games, to festivals, farmers markets, parades, weddings, birthday parties, block parties, and more. You also have multiple of these Nelson carts. And the large one, I hear, can store like 800 to 1,000 pops. So then you can dispatch these carts all over town to be able to hit multiple venues, multiple places at the same time. The second revenue stream is corporations. They stock their freezer with Frio's Pop. They hire you to celebrate a conference, to cater for big company parties. And the third way is you sell pops to restaurants and hotels and country clubs and resorts and bars and these people who then resell your product as part of their menu. Now, Frio's corporate will ship those orders straight to the businesses, so it's pretty easy money once you get these businesses up and going. And the initial investment for Frio's starts at $67,000. Frio's is a great option if you're looking for a low-stress, simple, fun, flexible business, especially if you have young kids and you want to get them involved for Business 101. The FDD provides a bunch of data around sales and popsicles purchased based on the franchisee's time commitment. So you can operate this business very part-time, seasonal, full-time, and the more you hustle, the more you get Frio's into people's hands, the more money you can make. All this information and more is in the FDD, and so you'll learn about it as you go through the process. Next up is Made This. This is a low-cost cleaning franchise that specializes in residential and vacation rentals. Their mission is to help franchisees start the business as a side hustle, then map out a growth plan to quit their job. This is the exact playbook that the founder, Neil Parekh, followed to create Made This. In 2013, Neil was working at a venture capital firm, and one day he discovered this blog talking about starting a cleaning company. And as a test, he ordered a cleaning service. And it was a terrible experience. There was no online booking, there's no way to pay him online, and he decided he was going to launch a modern-day cleaning service to be built for his generation using marketing tactics and automation that no one else is doing. 2 years later, in 2015, he quit his high-paying job to go all in on Made This. And over the years, Neil has continued to add team members, scale the business, tweak the systems, improve profitability, and he's also traveled the world because he wanted to test, could he run Made This from anywhere in the globe? He's been to Asia, South Africa, Europe, Africa, and more. He's a great follow on Twitter to talk about his systems, his travel, and building a business that is built around the lifestyle that he wants to live. And so 2020, they started franchising. And today, he teaches franchisees how to start the business and how to grow it and quit their jobs just like he did. The investment starts at $50,000. So a couple key features here that makes it different. It's fully remote. There are a lot of cleaning franchises out there. Many of them require you to have a physical location, to have vehicles, to have people in uniforms, and like all these different things, which increases your cost and reduces your ability to travel. The second part is recurring revenue streams. So this business is really around recurring revenue of vacation rentals, so Airbnb owners who own something remotely, and every time someone moves out, they need a cleaning fee to come in. It's usually a higher ticket and more frequent service. And so you build relationships with property owners and property maintenance companies, and then also just doing residential cleans. I get my house cleaned every 2 weeks. I could be a customer of him as well. We've been the same people for years. It is definitely a recurring business once you get in the house and you build the relationships. And the final thing is this is a tech-savvy platform. Customers can book, manage their cleanings. Everything is done online. They can automate their scheduling. And for earnings potential, item 19, 2024 FDD, they give a table that shows his corporate locations that did $1.25 million of revenue in 2023 in his P&L. And it also provides similar data for 5 franchisees who completed a full 12 months in 2023. You can check it all out as part of your due diligence. Next up, we have Money Mailer. This is a 100% business-to-business opportunity selling advertising space in shared mailed envelope services to local businesses. So many businesses advertise on a month-to-month basis. So as a franchisee, you can build a strong book of recurring business by getting people to continue. And with rising costs, families are looking to save money anywhere they can, and Money Mailer helps fill this need. The franchisor handles all the graphic design, the printing, and the physical mailings every single month. And your job as a franchise owner is to sell the advertising, to maintain the relationships, to help these business owners expand their businesses in your local community. So it's awesome. So you will purchase a territory of 40 to 50,000 homes that you own, but you're not limited to that. You can sell placements in any territory across the country, which is currently like 8 million homes. So let's say you land a new client, Beers Steaks, who wants to advertise their brand new affordable 2-ounce filet mignon. It'll be the best you ever had. You build a relationship with me. You're now my one-stop shop for mailing the entire country. And so you could bank a huge sale, and you have to pay a small fee to the franchisees who own those other territories, but you are the relationship. And it's easy for me as the big customer because I don't want to deal with a bunch of different salespeople. I want to deal with one guy who can handle everything. They have a solution for that. So the initial investment for Money Mailer starts at $65,000. And then a 2024 FDD, they provide the average gross profit per franchisee. Now they do define gross profit as sales minus your postage, minus your printing and production, and minus the royalties. But it's most of your big expenses, especially as someone doing this on their own. And so the average, all franchisees averaged $135,000 of average gross profit. The top 25%, this is the top quarter, did over $300,000, all with a single territory that they have purchased for, $60-something thousand. For more information about the startups costs, earnings potential, all that stuff in the FDD. And again, as a reminder, click the link below. You can get connected to my team. We'll introduce you to the brand. We'll check if your territory is available. We can also help you look at other brands. There's a lot more than the 10 I'm going to cover in this video. And we provide you all this due diligence. You can hop on live group calls with me. It's awesome. Next up is Puddle Pools. So this is a pool cleaning and maintenance company that serves both homeowners and businesses to make it a year-round business no matter where you live. Now, their goal is to get customers to sign up for either weekly or bi-weekly maintenance plans for their 3 main services, which is pool, hot tub, and spa cleaning. They do openings and closing, and then they do specialty services, which are filter cleaning, completely draining a pool, making it green to clean, whatever it needs. Some of the commercial accounts includes apartment buildings, hotels, gyms, spas, fitness centers, and more. They all require regular cleaning and water testing, and so franchisees can keep costs low by starting this business with 1 truck and 1 tech. And as an owner, you hit the streets, you sign up new accounts, you're locking in homeowners, you're getting referrals from one homeowner to the next homeowner, and building a recurring revenue book. And then once sales are pouring in, you scale by adding more techs, adding more vans, and continuing to grow. The investment of Puddle starts at $95,000. And in the 2024 FDD, they provide financials for their corporate location and 2 franchisees that operated a full 12 months in 2023. The corporate location did $544,000 in revenue and $128,000 in profit. They also have a breakdown in the average expenses, number of jobs, job size, all this stuff. You can find all this information and more in the brand's franchise disclosure document. Next up is a franchise that capitalizes on one of the fastest growing sports in America. The World Cup is coming in 2026. The world's best player now plays for the Miami team. Soccer Stars is a brand that is a 100% mobile franchise. How it works is you find locations all over your market to hold classes. Elementary schools, corporate daycare centers, community centers, turf facilities, open grass fields. All you need is 500 square feet, a flat surface, a soccer ball. There's no seasonality since you can go inside during the winter. And once the locations have been secured, then you host group classes that you bracket by age. After-school programs, private groups, public classes, camps, all this stuff. And we aren't training David Beckham here. The majority are going to be kids that are under 10 years old. And anyone, who's great with kids and has a lot of fun can learn to be a coach. The franchisor provides a ton of curriculum and training materials to get new coaches up to speed. And so as the owner, your job is to find locations, hire coaches, and help drive sales by being part of community. A single territory consists of 400,000 people, and it starts at $73,000. People will buy multiple territories to control over up to 1 million of population. Now, Soccer Stars provides a very thorough Item 19 in their 2024 FTD. They provide an itemized P&L for each of their 10 corporate locations in 2023. So these 10 locations averaged $535,000 of estimated profit before owner draw on $1.8 million of revenue for a 25% net margin per location. You have to see the FDD to understand what that definition is and what expenses are there, and more importantly, what expenses are not there. But they give you a lot of details, line by line. You can go through it. As of today, they have over 140 franchises operating. They, recently started franchising. It was the end of 2022 is when they started. So it's really ramped up over the last couple of years, in part because of the growth of soccer in America. And as of the due diligence process, you'll be able to speak to current franchisees to understand their performance, how quickly they grew, things they wish they knew. It's all part of the team. My team helps with all this process too, so you don't have to go through it alone if you don't want to. So let's move on. Do you remember the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Well, you can replicate that in real life with Shrunk 3D, the world's first 3D mobile scanning booth. So all the magic happens in here. This is the state-of-the-art booth. So you walk in, you strike a pose, a bunch of cameras snap a picture, and then within a few weeks, the customer receives their statue in the mail. That's the business. That's it. So franchise owners book the events where people want to make memories. They show up, they set up this thing, people pay, they get the photos taken, and the franchisor takes care of the rest. So you're going to sporting events, weddings, baby showers, concerts, festivals, and more. Customers could be individuals or businesses who want to do this. You can also do private bookings. You can do corporate events. They have a partner with the U.S. military and many, many more that are growing. This is a one-of-a-kind, first to market for this type of concept. You can do it all yourself, or you hire employees. 1 to 2 is all you need. Help man events so you can focus on growth. The franchisor takes care of all the printing and shipping of the figurines to the customer, making it very easy for you. The initial investment starts at $187,000 for a single territory. This is one of the more expensive ones that we have, but it's because this 3D trailer booth thing is $125,000. It's the bulk of the investment. And in terms of earning potential, Item 19, 2024 FDD, they provide a ton of data around the average figurine sales price, the gross margin, and the number of figurines sold per event. Then it's just a question of how many events can you book per month. They have over 40 franchisees operating today, so you have plenty of people to talk to see how it's going. Moving on, this is a way to capitalize on the aging population of seniors. People are getting older and older, and they're downsizing. They are moving from larger homes or maybe to assisted living centers. And the process of downsizing and moving can be emotional and physically overwhelming for seniors and their families. So this is where Caring Transition Franchise steps in. They coordinate the entire move, from sorting to packaging to decluttering to physically moving and setting up the new residence. They aren't just leaving the boxes there. Their goal is to help recreate a space with the pictures on the walls and all the stuff that makes grandma feel right at home in her new space. So franchisees can also run an estate sale. So for all the stuff that you don't move to the new home, you run an estate sale, both physical and online, through this brand's exclusive platform, and you get a percentage of whatever you sell. So this is a great ancillary business for real estate agents, since downsizing often coincides with the house to the sale, or anybody who just loves seniors and wants to help in this trying time. The investment starts at $64,000, and as of this recording, the franchisor has an incentive that allows franchisees to earn back 100% of their franchise fee based on hitting certain milestones. This means they can earn back $48,900 of the $64,000, almost makes it a very low investment. In terms of earnings potential in Item 19 of the 2024 FDD, they provide this table for franchisees grouped by performance. You can see the top 25% averaged $669,000 in sales in 2023. And the top franchisee did $2.4 million of revenue. So it shows that it is a scalable business. More information, you can find it all in the FDD. And finally is Hallmark Home Care. This is another way to capitalize on the aging population, but this one's a little different. So most home care companies need to employ hundreds of caregivers and require an office space. And so it's a great business model. You can make a lot of money, but it can't be run from home. Hallmark Home Care is different. Instead of running an agency, you are running a direct hire program. So you are going to assist families in directly hiring caregivers, which saves the family's money versus the traditional model where you're going to hire my agency and then I'm going to hire the caregiver and I have a margin in there. Hallmark Home Care is most suitable for candidates who have professional sales, business development, or networking experience, because your main job is to go out and find people and build relationships and sell. And so this is very appealing to those who have an interest in this market, but don't want to have hundreds of employees. They want a lower investment. They want a quicker ramp up period. So as a franchisee, you're going to be focused on strategic marketing efforts, client lead gen, building a robust network of referral partners, and then maintaining your relationships with your clients. And for the first 90 days, Hallmark Home Care headquarters, the franchisor, handles all of the caregiver fulfillment. So all those direct hires that you're going to place, they're going to help you with that whole process. This allows for a very smooth ramp-up period. And then after your 90 days is over, then you'll take over everything, completely running the business. The investment starts at $109,000 for a single territory. Item 19, 2034 FDD, they provide the income statement for a single franchisee that operated a full 12 months in 2023. They did over $2.4 million of revenue and over $400,000 in revenue less expenses. You can see the details on this table, and they've exploded in growth since then. They have over 115 active territories throughout the country. And as part of validation, you'll be able to speak to as many franchisees as you want to learn more about the business, the performance, the support, and everything else. Franchising provides an amazing opportunity for ordinary people to build extraordinary wealth. You do not need millions of dollars to get started. You do not need to sign expensive leases. You can launch a scalable business with a huge potential right from your kitchen table, your couch, whatever you want. And if you want my team's help in finding a franchise like any of the ones I talked about, click the link below, book a call with my team, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.